getting into the blogging thing again. I really wanted to keep up a blog, but over the last year, what I was blogging about, aka knitting, kind of didn't work out so much just because I haven't really been knitting enough to really blog about anything. So I decided to start a new blog that is basically more hobby hoarding friendly, which is me. So yeah, so now I can you know, talk more about everything and not have a name that's more geared towards one thing. So yeah, so I'm trying this again. So right now, lately, I've been doing more reading than anything else. I'm always reading. I have never stopped reading. So that's like the only thing that's really been ongoing for like since childhood. So I guess it kind of is geared more towards there, but with the warning that there are other things too. Because like besides knitting, I also like doing art stuff like drawing or entangling or something like that. So yeah. But right now it's been more books because that's been the easiest thing for me to keep up with, along with doing other things that life says I have to do. So we'll get on into it then. Right now I'm reading Spellcaster by Claudia Gray. I do not own the book. I am borrowing it from the library, which I do a lot. So this is my main focus right now, along with a couple of others that I have yet to read. I'm going to read after I finish this. So obviously with library books, you kind of have to put books that you own on hold, so that you can get these read and returned on time. I'm really liking this book. This is the first book in a series. If I remember correctly, there's 3 books. So I'm gonna finish this, finish my other 2, or read my other 2 library books. Then I'm going to finish the books that I have started that I own before I continue the series. I'm waiting to see if that's gonna work out yet or not. This was a bit of a slow start to me, or for me, but I'm really getting into it now and not wanting to put it down, which gets me into trouble a lot. Because I am a stay-at-home mom, I homeschool, and I've got 2 kids in a house to take care of. And, so, yeah, this is why books have been my go-to hobby as of late. Just because, even though I don't want to, it's easier to put down a book rather than you're knitting or something, because you have to finish a row, or at least I do. I'm not one that can just stop in the middle of the row. So, this is what I'm reading right now, and I do like it so far. I'm almost done with it. This is the end of the book, so I don't have much farther to go with this one, which is good because it's due on Friday. Up next is I am going to be reading Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson, and this is basically a Peter Pan retelling. So I'm really interested to read how this goes. I've also heard that it's really, really good and kind of a of a feels kind of book. So, and books do make me cry. They're one of the few things that make me cry. I don't know why. Probably because my imagination gets the better hold of me, but this is going to be the one I read next, because I really want to see how it goes. Plus, it's a shorter read, so that'll be nice too. Kind of a break without the break. So, then after that, oh, and that is a library book as well. And this one as well. This is Defiance by C.J. Redwine. This is basically a dystopian, and these are all young adult reads, and this one is more of a dystopian, and I'm really wanting to read this because this is basically a world where all the women are supposed to be protected and not be able to protect themselves or anything like that, but the main character, who's a girl, her father decides to teach her how to defend herself, but her father goes missing, and her father's apprentice, which is a young man about her age, is assigned to be her protector. But apparently it doesn't go over well because she basically runs away and now everybody is like after her. So I really am excited to read this. So yeah, I'm gonna get there soon. So those are what's up next. I actually also do have another book that I am waiting on. It's been on hold for a while, but now I'm like at the top of the list, so it should be coming soon. Red Queen is the name, and it's a newer book. It's one that just came out this past year. I think it actually came out in November, if I remember correctly. So I've had to have it on hold. But now I'm in the number 2 slot. And that one's supposed to be really good too. It's got more magic in it, which is kind of like the one that I'm reading now, Spellcaster. Spellcaster is about witches and sorceresses. So yeah, that's what's going on now. I did do a lot of reading last month, and it was a series that I really loved. I like series binged. I read 4 books in less than 2 weeks. Yeah. That was real naughty of me because I kind of let the house suffer. I got it back on track though. I did. But, the series was Tiger's Curse by Colleen. I don't know exactly how her last name is pronounced. I'm saying Hook. It's H-O-U-C-K though. So, yeah. I pulled it up because they were library books as well, and obviously I've returned them because it was last month. But these are all 4 books. This one's Tiger's Curse, that's the first one. The second one is Tiger's Quest. The third one is this one, which is Tiger's Voyage. And the last one was Tiger's Destiny. I always forget at least one of the titles. Normally it's the middle 2 because they're... Okay, never mind. That one... Oh, shoot. No. That one is Tiger's Voyage. Tiger's Promise is a short story. It's basically like a prequel to Tiger's Curse. Which I have not read that yet. I will. eventually. But yeah, that's what I read last month. I loved it. Oh my gosh. It's basically about this girl. She's an orphan, and she has obviously like a foster family. But it starts, she's graduated from high school and she's searching for a job, and she gets this part-time temporary position working for a circus. And she meets this beautiful white tiger with blue eyes. And she's basically so fascinated by him. And she spends like all of her time with him. And then they basically end up selling the tiger to this man who came for his boss. We're gonna call him a boss. And she basically goes, they live in India. So the tiger's name is Ren. She nicknamed him Ren. And she goes with them to take Ren to a nature preserve, so she thinks. And while there, some stuff happens, and she basically finds out that Ren the tiger is actually an ancient prince. And he can only turn into a man for, it starts off with 6 minutes a day, I think is what it is. Or it's 20 minutes a day. Yeah, it's like 20 minutes a day or something like that. Because he's under a curse. So, except for 20 minutes a day, he has to remain a tiger. And actually for 300 years, he couldn't turn back into a man at all because he had been captured. And the only way he was able to turn back into a man was because they find out that she is the person that can break this curse. So the whole series is about them going on all of these adventures and quests for a goddess, and basically to break this curse. The Tiger's Quest is basically where they find Ren's brother, who is Black Tiger. And he never got captured or anything, so they had to go and find him out in the wild in India. So his name was Kishan. I was transfixed in this series. I'm hoping that's the right word. But I could not put it down. It was so good. And I've always been fascinated by India. And this has really made me want to do more research and stuff into India and see if, like, these beliefs and stuff are true to the story. Which normally, you know, people try to stay true to the history. So, yeah, I'm thinking it probably is true to the history. So I'm hoping that it is. I still haven't really done any research about it, but I don't really know exactly where to start. But Googling India didn't help. I'm a dork, I know. Anywho, that was last month for me, along with some zentangling. Now that I think about it, and I didn't bring any of my zentangle stuff. So, I'm just going to continue on with the books. I do have one more thing. I won a contest. It was, I follow, I follow a site called Epic Reads. It's basically ran by, it's my understanding that they're they all work for the HarperCollins publishing company. And they have like this little podcast called Tea Time with Epic Reads. And yeah, I really liked it. The girls and everything have been absolutely funny, and yeah, so my cat has joined me. So, but I entered a contest and I won. I was one of 10 winners. She's going into the window. So sorry, my face is going to get all blotched now. Or are you going to come over here and join me? She might join me. You never know. But I think she's more interested in looking out the window. Sorry. Oh, nope, here she comes. And there she goes. Alright. Anyway. Kitty drive by. Anyway. The book is called City Love. It is the first. It's gonna be a trilogy, I think. If that's what I understood. But it's the first book. It's called City Love. It actually has not been released yet. It doesn't come out until next week. And I got 2 advanced copies. I got one for me and one to share with a friend. I have not decided which friend I'm going to share it with. I have 2 in mind, but it's choosing which one. It's so hard to choose. Anywho, the one I'm keeping, selfishly, is a signed copy by Suzanne Calistini herself. That's not how you say her name. It's Suzanne Calasanti. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but it's Calasanti. That's what I'm gonna go with. I'm hoping it's right. I'm sorry if it's not. I know how annoying it is to have your name mispronounced. So, sorry. Hopefully I'm right though. But yes, this was like a surprise. I had no idea that I had won until it showed up at my door. Like UPS came and dropped off this bright pink package. And I was like, and I saw who it was from. So I was like, I think I know what this is. And sure enough, it's here. Yes. But it's basically, it looks like it's these 3 girls. They graduated from high school. They're going to live in New York. And it looks like that they basically are living together. 3 strange girls. None of them know each other. And they just have, it just seems like they have big dreams for the city. And it just, it sounds fascinating. And it's basically like a contemporary love. It's also a young adult, obviously. If it's young adult, it's borderline young adult and new adult, I would think. Because young adult is obviously teenagers, which obviously they still are because they just graduated high school. But they're also old enough to be out on their own. So I kind of consider that to be new adult. I don't know what the actual line for it is. But it's basically going to be a romance story as well. So, and I love a good romance. Yes, I do. It's a nice break because I do read a lot of fantasy, dystopian stories. So I love a good romance to kind of shake things up. Plus, I'm a hopeless romantic. So, but with this fun, because this was basically the City Love kit. And what I'm going to be doing today, now that I'm finally sharing this, is taking the lovely chalk. Oh, and it's sparkly chalk. See? Glitter sidewalk chalk! And I am going to write some quotes out on my sidewalk. So that's what I'm going to do. I couldn't do it on Monday because it rained, of course. And that was the first day that we were able to do it. But it rained. So I didn't even try. Yesterday it looked like it was going to rain, so I didn't really give it a thought. Then I decided I wanted to wait until after I tried to do this recording. And now I'm doing it, so after I'm done here and after my son wakes up from his nap, I'm going to take the kids outside for a while because it is a beautiful day outside. Oh, I love it when it's beautiful outside. And I'm going to write my quotes, and then I'm going to let my kids have fun with the chalk. They've been waiting patiently for me to get my quotes done. And I have a list of quotes already that I can use. So I'm excited. Now I finally get to do it. Yay! And I am going to be reading this. This is obviously paperback. All of the advanced reader editions are. It's basically called an ARC advanced reader copy. That's the word. Advanced reader copy. So, I'm going to read this. I'm really excited to read this. I'm actually thinking about reading it as soon as I finish my library books. That way I can say, I got to read a book before it came out. I'm so goofy. But I'm excited about it. I've been really excited about it. So I got even more quotes today in an email. So, my sidewalk. It's going to be full of heart-pounding quotes. Maybe not heart-pounding, but warm, fuzzy feeling quotes. Everybody likes a good quote. So, hopefully hopefully everybody likes along the same ones as I do. I'm writing different ones for, to appeal to different people. Maybe I can brighten somebody's day. I don't know. I live in a small town. Yeah, everybody knows everybody. And sometimes it's boring. So they could use some excitement. I've even thought about going like in the middle of the night and writing quotes all along uptown. We have it's just a street. Uptown is just a street. That's all it is. And just going and writing quotes like in front of because we have a community theater, and writing, we call it the Huber Opera House. And I thought about writing one of the quotes that seemed like it would be perfect for there, and writing it on the sidewalk there. But then I realized they just changed it to brick, and it's got like dedications to people, so I really don't want to write over that. I also had one for my library though. They might be okay with me writing in front of there. So, I don't know, we'll see. I've been thinking. I think a lot. But that's all I really have for today. Just books, books, and more books. Books make me happy. Books have always been there for me. They have never failed me. Even when I get bored of them, they're there when I decide that I'm stupid and not be bored of them. I have so many books to read. I haven't even delved into my e-reader books yet. And I just saw the number of books that I have. And I don't think I'm ever going to finish my to-be-read list. I'm going to try though, dang it. I'm just going to have to be more selective of which free books I download. And it makes it even harder when I usually stick to young adult, which I love young adult books. And they pretty much all are young adult books. Oh, and fantasy at that. So it's like I want to read all of these books. It's picking which ones to read first. I've thought about going from books that have had the longest to the least, or like the oldest books that I've had to the newest. But I don't know. I still have classics to read. Since I didn't really get into reading until like I was older and had a job and everything. Well, I can't really say that because I think I was in junior high. Harry Potter is what started my book nerd. Like, I've been reading since Harry Potter. Yeah. Reading the first 4 Harry Potter books in 1 week. Yes, the first 4. That was when I started reading. And that was because the first movie had came out. My parents had bought the first book when it first came out. And they had bought it for me and my brother. And my brother read it. I didn't really get into it, but I really didn't give it that much of a chance either. Because I was at the age where they were already kind of forcing us to read. And I based my love of reading off of that. And didn't realize until I had gotten older and actually started to read Harry Potter that I love reading when it's for fun, for me. I hate reading when I'm forced to read. I hate it. But I'm not alone on that, and I know that now. Okay, now I'm just rambling. Sorry. Alright, anywho. That is all I have on that right now. Sorry, my hair seems like it's a mess. It is brushed. I'm just naturally very curly, so it looks like a mess all the time. Rambling again. Alright, I'm gonna go. Read on, peoples. I'm a goof. Oh well. Love y'all. Bye.